Yo guys, what is going on? It's Lukey here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you guys can get headshots quicker on Modern Warfare. So, as you guys know, on this game you get headshots to unlock camos such as gold and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, in today's video, I'm just going to be going through some of the top tips to help you guys get those camos a lot quicker. Now, on all the previous Call of Duties, I have ended up getting like dark matter and all of that stuff pretty quickly. So these tips are going to be very good because I'm quite experienced on how to get headshots pretty fast. On Infinite Warfare, I got dark matter and like solar camo and all that stuff extremely quick, and so did I didn't get dark matter or anything in Black Ops 4, I will admit that, but that is simply because I didn't have the time to do it because I had college and all of that stuff. But on all the previous Call of Duties, I was probably like one of the first people to get diamond camo and gold camos on a lot of the weapons. I used to get them very quickly because I used to literally just go for those headshots as much as possible. So I'm gonna actually have a separate video on each individual like weapons. So for example, I'm gonna have a video in today's video. I'm gonna be talking about how to get like headshots overall, just some basic tips to help you guys get more headshots. And then in all the other videos, I'm gonna have a headshot video on pistols, one on LMGs, ARs, SMGs, and I'm gonna have like a sniper one and a shotgun one, how to get one shot one kills with them. So yeah, I'm gonna be teaching you guys basically how to get gold camos for every single class. So make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications because I will be uploading those within the next few days. So without further ado, let's get into this. Oh yeah, before I do get into it, actually, me and my friend the Givenator are actually doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a full copy of Modern Warfare, so if you guys want to go ahead and enter that, all you have to do is subscribe to me and him. His link is in the description down below, and then there should be a link to a tweet down in the description as well, and that will basically have all the information you guys need to know about the giveaway. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you guys can get headshots. So I'm going to be going through some basic tips, and I'm going to be going through some more like advanced tips that a lot of people don't really know. So let's just get into this. So first of all, obviously you guys are going to have a good aim. Now, to have a good aim, I do have a separate video on how to get a better aim if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. But I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of the few tips. So basically, to start off, you guys are going to have to find a good sensitivity, because without a good sensitivity and a good aim, you guys are going to be struggling to get those headshots. So if you guys aren't getting those headshots, like it's probably because you don't have a very good aim, because obviously you have to aim for the head, and if you don't aim for the head and you miss all your shots or whatever, you guys aren't going to get in much headshots, and 9 times out of 10 the other person is going to end up probably killing you before you kill them. Now, one good thing about this game, the headshot multiplier is absolutely insane. So if you get like 1 or 2 shots on their head, they will literally die extremely fast. So I definitely recommend you guys just aiming for the head. If you guys are going for if you guys are actually going for headshots and going for those camos, then literally I wouldn't care. If I was you, forget about getting a good KD, forget about getting good gameplays, forget about getting a lot of kills. If you guys are solely just going for the camos, then you guys are just literally just going to want to concentrate on the headshots. Every single kill, every single enemy you see, just aim for the head no matter what. So a good tip for this is obviously getting a good sensitivity. So basically just find a sensitivity you guys want to. If you guys want to go ahead and watch the video on how to get a better accuracy, then go ahead and do that. Anyway, the next little tip, which is probably going to be one of the most obvious ones, is going to be to use UAV. Now this is basically for the fact that if you play UAV, if you play any game mode and you use UAV and the personal radar as well, then this is going to give the enemy's positions away. And if you guys know where the enemies are, this is going to mean that you guys can obviously sneak up behind the enemies and get headshots. Literally, the headshots you guys get on these enemies are going to be super easy, because you guys are going to know exactly where they are. You guys can sneak up behind them without them knowing, and then you guys can take your time, shoot them in the back so they literally don't know you're there. So you guys can take your time and just simply get your shot on target and get those few headshots, and you will kill them very quickly. Now, talking about coming up behind enemies, a very good technique to do this is playing a few certain game modes. So the game mode that I used to play on all the previous Call of Duties was Domination or Free-for-all. Now Domination is obviously because they have a fixed kind of spawn, so basically any game mode with a fixed spawn, so let's say Domination or Demolition, maybe Capture the Flag, if the enemies always spawn on one side of the map, then that is very, very good, because you guys can go ahead and get behind them by going into their spawn, waiting for them to spawn, and if you have the UAV up, you guys are going to know exactly where they are, and you guys are just going to be able to walk up behind them. And if you guys really need to, you guys can put flashes on and stuns and all that kind of stuff as well, so you guys can simply just flash them, and once you flash them, they're going to be completely vulnerable. They're not going to have any idea where you are, so you guys can take your time. You have about 3 seconds whilst they're stunned to literally just aim up your shot and get your headshot on target. Now, a good thing about this game is the fact that literally every single class you have to use a tactical no matter what. So unlike previous Call of Duties, using like stuns and that would take up quite a lot of class slots on your thingy, because you'd have to obviously use 1 stun, then you'd have to use the perk to let you have 2 stuns, and then you'd have to have another stun on. So that would take up 3 slots just to have 2 stuns on, which was kind of annoying because you guys couldn't put all the good attachments on. Anyway, back to talking about game modes to play. Another great one is going to be the ground war game mode. So as you guys can see on this map, this is probably one of the best maps for it, because as you guys probably know, if you go up to C Flag, there's a bridge on there, and if you guys know, if you played the beta a lot, oh my god, literally everyone would be up on the bridge on C Flag, and they would be literally oblivious to what's behind them, and I would literally go up behind them so many different times. They would all be completely oblivious to me, and I'll just be able to go up behind them, get all my headshots, and it is literally so good. So that is where a UAV comes in hand as well, because you guys are going to know where every single player is, unless they do have Ghost, which a lot of people on ground war don't actually use Ghost because it's kind of useless on ground war anyway, so that is another good thing. Anyway, that's it for the game modes kind of thing. Basically just go for a game mode where you guys know that you guys can flank behind them. Team deathmatch is probably one of the worst ones, because obviously the spawns will flip literally 20 times a game, so you guys aren't going to be able to predict their spawns as easy, and you guys aren't going to get up behind them. Anyway, the next tip I'm going to be talking about, which is kind of a tip that isn't really talked about that much, and I really want to include it in today's video because I think this is going to help you guys out a ton, especially when trying for those sniping 1-shot 1-kill medals and the shotgunning ones, and especially when using pistols as well. So it also helps with literally any other weapon as well, but basically what I'm going to be talking about is the special power called stopping power. So basically on this game there's a few different special abilities that you guys can use. You guys can use an ammo crate, you guys can use a shield, you guys can use anything. There's a bunch of different ones, but the best one for headshots is probably going to be the stopping power one. So basically what stopping power does is it increases the damage to your weapon, and it only does it for a certain amount of time. So basically once you get the stopping power unlocked, you guys can go ahead and keep on refilling your ammo with this double damage bullets, and you get this until you die, I believe, and you guys can keep on reloading your bullets as much as possible. Now, like I said before, the best weapons to use this with is going to be shotguns, snipers and pistols. So as you guys know, pistols are a pretty weak weapon, and it's going to take quite a lot of shots to get those headshots on target and kill them easily. So with stopping power, it will literally take 1 or 2 bullets to the head, and you guys will kill them extremely easy. And with shotguns, you guys can get 1-shot 1-kills from really good far range, so it is very helpful. And then with snipers, you guys can, on the weaker snipers, you guys obviously can need the 1-shot 1-kill medals with them, and you guys can just go ahead and simply use this, and you guys will be able to go ahead and get those 1-shot 1-kill medals a lot more easily. Anyways, the next tip that I'm going to be talking about is to play hardcore. So hardcore kind of relates to the stopping power one. Obviously on hardcore, as you guys know, everyone in the game is extremely weak, and it literally takes about 1 or 2 bullets to kill every single enemy with literally any weapon in the game. So no matter what weapon you use, it'll probably take about 1 or 2 bullets to kill the other team. So hardcore is probably the best tip I can give you to actually go ahead and get these headshots extremely fast. So The best game mode is probably going to be hardcore domination, because like I said before, you guys can flank behind them and you guys don't have to try and like get your aim on target that like much, because you guys don't have to like take your time, because on core you guys have to like take your time more, because you guys have to line up your shot and make sure that you get every single shot on target, because the enemy could turn around and still kill you. But on hardcore, all it takes is one shot in the back of the head and they are dead, and you guys get that headshot medal. So I definitely recommend you guys going on hardcore. Now, I know a lot of people don't like hardcore because obviously it's kind of hard, because you die extremely fast, and especially if you're only aiming for the head, then all the other enemies on the other team are just going to be able to shoot you extremely quickly and just be able to kill you before you get your headshot on target. Because obviously if you're aiming for the head, which is obviously a very small target, then it's going to be very difficult, because they're just going to be shooting for your body. They're not going to be caring about headshots or anything like that. But still, if you guys flank them and stuff like that, it is extremely good. And also stuns on hardcore is extremely good as well. I've done that in pretty much all the other previous Call of Duties. What I used to do on the previous Call of Duties was play either hardcore free-for-all, hardcore domination, or just like hardcore team deathmatch or something like that if I was getting a bit bored. So free-for-all, like I said before, is extremely good because there is so many different players on the map. So the reason why free-for-all is probably one of the best game modes for headshots is because it's always going to be like one-on-one gunfights. Everyone is against everyone, so you're only going to be getting into those one-on-one gunfights instead of like one-on-two gunfights and one-on-three gunfights. Because if you play team deathmatch or domination or something like that, or ground war, then obviously you're going to be coming up against like 2-on-1 gunfights, or 3 people at once, 4 people at once, maybe even 5 or 6 people at once when you're playing ground war. So if there's literally going to be like 5 different people shooting you all at once, then it's going to be extremely hard for you guys to aim up those headshots and get those headshots on target, because you're just going to die instantly. So if you play free-for-all, you will literally be coming up against maybe 2 people at the most, but that's like rare. Most of the time you're going to be coming up against like 1 person at a time, and obviously if you're going to be coming up against 1 person at a time, it's just going to be you and him fighting each other. So you guys are going to be able to either flash him, you guys are going to be able to take your time, go for that headshot, and you guys are going to get that headshot extremely easy. So I definitely do recommend you guys playing free-for-all. Like I said before, literally every single Call of Duty, I literally just used to play free-for-all when I was getting these headshots done, and it was extremely easy, because a lot of the time as well, the spawns on free-for-all are kind of stupid, and a lot of people will just spawn directly in front of your face. So if they spawn directly in front of you, then you're going to be able to quickly just get that headshot on extremely quickly, and they're going to die instantly. So I definitely recommend you guys going ahead and taking that into mind. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the kind of attachments you guys need to be using. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about rapid fire. So rapid fire is kind of attachment. It does help you, because obviously you're going to be shooting a lot quicker. So a lot of people actually don't really think about using rapid fire when it comes to getting headshots, because they just think it's going to make you shoot faster, and they don't really think about the benefits that much. So basically, obviously, if you're going to be like shooting quicker, that means you're going to be getting more shots on your target just quicker. So you guys are going to be able to get those headshots a lot quicker, because let's say for example you get into a gunfight, the enemy's shooting you, and you aim for their head and start shooting their head. If you guys can shoot their head like quickly, just the quicker you guys can shoot their head, obviously the faster they're going to die and the easier the headshots are going to be. So I definitely do recommend you guys sticking on rapid fire. The next attachment I'm going to recommend you guys using is the vertical foregrip. Now on this game, there are a few different foregrips you guys can use, but the main 2 are going to be the horizontal one and the the horizontal one and the vertical foregrip. So yeah, I definitely recommend, out of the 2, I recommend using the vertical foregrip, because as you guys know, vertical is up and down, horizontal is left and right. So basically what these do is the horizontal one will basically reduce the recoil from left to right, and the vertical one will reduce the recoil from up and down. So as you guys probably know, on pretty much every single gun, the recoil is up and down, so it's mainly upwards. So sticking on that vertical foregrip is going to help you guys out a bunch, because if you aim for their head and your weapon kicks up, then you guys are not going to be able to get those shots on target. But if you have the vertical foregrip on, there's not going to be as much recoil, so you guys are going to be able to get those headshots on target a lot more easy. Anyway, the next attachment I recommend you guys using is going to be extended mags. Now this is basically just so you can spam and just spray into their head and you don't have to worry about running out of bullets. I know it sounds a bit newbie, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If you guys are solely just going for those headshots, then honestly, just stick on extended mags because it's gonna help you guys out a ton, because you guys are gonna be able to just completely spray around their head area, even if your accuracy isn't the best. This is where it helps out mainly, because obviously if your accuracy isn't the best, then you guys are gonna need to have as much bullets as you guys can, because you're just gonna be able to basically just spray everywhere around their head, and hopefully you get a few shots on target. Now I know that's a bit of a newbie kind of tip for you guys, but trust me, it really does help, especially if your accuracy isn't that great. Anyway, the next attachment I recommend you guys going ahead and using is going to be the pistol grip. Now the pistol grip basically lets you aim in quicker, and it also allows you to shoot faster after you run. So this is basically like Gunko from Black Ops 4, if you guys remember that. So basically, whilst you're running, after you run and you basically, let's say for example, you see an enemy all of a sudden and you're sprinting, you guys are going to be able to quickly ready up your weapon, aim in a lot quicker than they aim in, and then you guys are going to also be able to shoot your bullets faster. So all of this combined is going to basically allow you to get quicker headshots, and it's going to help you out extremely. Trust me, just simply sticking on a few different attachments, you have no idea how helpful it truly can be. So the last thing I want to talk about on this video is going to be to use reflex sights. Now this kind of depends on what kind of weapon it is, because some weapons do have a very nice iron sight. So if you guys want to, you guys can go ahead and use the iron sight if you really want to. But personally, if it was me, I would basically use a reflex sight on every single weapon, because a reflex sight is always going to be better than any iron sights, to be fair, because they're just so much easy to use, and it's just a lot better. It's just a lot cleaner to look at, and if you're going for those headshots, then it's going to be extremely easy. Now on this game, it's very good actually, because you guys can go ahead and get on like the M13 for example, I'm pretty sure there's 15 different sights that you can actually use, which is pretty crazy, to be fair. I've never seen anything like this in any other Call of Duty, but you can actually go ahead and literally there's 15 different options for reflex sights and optic sights that you guys can use. A few of my favorite, I'm just going to name a few. At the beginning, you guys probably won't get very good ones. The one I'm using in the background is one of the first ones you do unlock. It's kind of okay, but it's not the best. There are a few other better ones, but as you get to the higher levels, I believe each weapon has about 30 to 35 weapon levels on their weapon. So once you get to level 30 on that weapon, then a lot of the you'll unlock a bunch of good ones. So for example, there's one called the Viper reflex sight, and I absolutely love this reflex sight. It's the one that I was probably using it in the last few clips with the M13 near the start of the beginning. That is that's called the Viper reflex sight, and that's definitely one of my favorite ones. It's very clean, very easy to use. And then another one that I use, which is pretty much the last one you unlock on pretty much most weapons, is going to be called the Solo Zero mini reflex sight. So I definitely recommend you guys using those two. And yeah, that has basically been it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Once again, I'm literally going to be having a bunch of videos separately on each different weapon class individual. I'm going to have a pistol, camo, tip video, a shotgun one, a LMG one, AR one, SMG. I'm going to have the, just pretty much everything. Snipers, shotguns, anything you guys can think of. I will have them all out, and I will also have a melee one quite shortly, but it's going to probably going to take a week or so for me to get to the knife in one, because they are pretty hard to actually go ahead and do. Anyway, that has been it for today's video. Once again, if you did, I know this video is quite long. If you guys are still here, then thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.